Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into something fundamental, the emergency fund. It gets talked about a lot, sure, but do we fully grasp its real impact? Our sources suggest it's more than just savings.
It really is. It's like a financial shock absorber.
Exactly. A buffer, maybe even a psychological anchor. Our mission today is to dig into why this isn't just a nice to have, but honestly essential for dealing with
Yeah.
life, basically.
Yeah.
And the surprising ways it boosts your resilience.
Right. And the concept might sound simple, save some money, but the implications, they run deep.
Yeah.
Financial surprises, they're not if, they're when. And having that fund fundamentally changes how you react. It turns potential panic into just a problem to solve.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Financial surprises. What are we actually talking about here?
Well, it's a whole range, isn't it?
It really is. Our sources list things like, the car suddenly needing a major repair. Always happens at the worst time.
Always. Or a medical bill you didn't expect, maybe a higher copay than you thought.
Or even losing some income temporarily.
Yeah.
Maybe your hours get cut. Or the big one, a job layoff.
And smaller things too, right? Like a surprise vet bill.
Oh, yeah. Or a fender bender, leaky roof. They just pop up.
And what's really key, as the research shows, is how even something that seems small, maybe a few $100s, can spiral if you're not prepared.
Spiral how?
Well, think about it. That $500 car repair. If you don't have the cash, what happens? Maybe you put it on a credit card?
Right. That seems like the go-to.
Or you delay paying another bill, maybe incur a late fee there. Suddenly that $500 problem is costing you more, sometimes a lot more, very quickly. It's a chain reaction.
And that leads into this statistic we found, which is frankly a bit worrying.
Yeah.
Over 35% of Americans say they couldn't handle a $400 surprise expense without borrowing or selling something.
Wow. More than 1 in 3.
Exactly. $400. That's not a huge amount, but for many, it's enough to tip the scales. So, yeah, they reach for the credit card.
And that's the doorway to the debt trap. Our sources really highlight this mechanism.
Explain that trap a bit more.
Okay, so you put that $400 on a credit card. Average interest rates are, easily 20% APR these days, sometimes higher.
Yeah, seems about right.
If you don't pay that off immediately, which many can't, the interest starts piling up. That $400 emergency, it could easily cost you like 22% more, maybe even more, depending on the card and how long it takes to pay off. And it's not simple interest. It compounds. You pay interest on the interest.
That's the snowball effect people talk about.
Precisely. And add this fact. About 1/3 of Americans now have more credit card debt than emergency savings.
More debt than savings.
Yeah, so they're already behind the curve when the next surprise hits. It's borrowing just to tread water.
And that debt, it hangs around, doesn't it? It grows. It adds this massive layer of stress on top of whatever the original emergency was.
Huge stress. Financial stress, emotional stress. You're not just fixing the car, you're battling this growing debt balance every month. It eats away at your income.
And does it stop there? What about the bigger picture?
No, it definitely doesn't stop there. The impact goes way beyond just the high interest. If you don't have that emergency cushion, you might start falling behind on other important things. Rent, maybe, utilities, student loans, things you absolutely have to pay.
That sounds incredibly stressful.
It is. And worse, sometimes people feel forced to dip into their retirement accounts, their 401k or IRA.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because there are penalties for that, right?
Exactly. Early withdrawal penalties, taxes. You lose a significant chunk right off the top, plus you're stealing from your future self. It damages your long-term security. Recovering from that can take years.
Stealing from your future self. It's a powerful way to put it. Okay, so we've painted a pretty clear picture of the downsides, the risks.
Nice.
Let's flip it. What are the benefits? What happens when you do have that fund?
Well, this is where it gets empowering.
It's your defense, right, against those debt traps, against those crippling interest charges.
Absolutely. It puts you in control. The most immediate advantage, you can just pay the bill, unexpected expense comes up, boom, paid, in a full, right away.
No credit card needed.
No credit card, no scrambling for a loan, no late fees adding insult to injury. And crucially, you can keep up with all your other regular bills without disruption. Your budget stays on track.
That stability must feel good.
It's huge.
And that leads to what our sources kept calling peace of mind.
Yes. That's maybe the biggest, though least tangible benefit.
Knowing that a surprise expense won't completely wreck your finances, that must reduce anxiety massively.
It absolutely does. Think about it. A surprise car repair, A medical thing. It's stressful, sure, but the financial panic is gone. You know you can cover it. That mental space, that lack of panic, is incredibly valuable.
Yeah, I could see that.
And our research shows this playing out in real life. For a family, maybe the washing machine breaks. With an emergency fund, it's an inconvenience, not a crisis threatening their ability to pay rent.
Right.
For a single person, maybe a higher than expected tax bill or a dental emergency, it doesn't automatically mean months of high interest debt.
So you deal with the problem, not the payment.
Exactly. Emergencies are stressful enough already. The fund lets you focus your energy on fixing the actual issue, getting the car repaired, dealing with the medical situation, instead of being paralyzed by, how on earth am I going to pay for this? That reduction in what psychologists call cognitive load, it's a massive, often overlooked benefit.
Cognitive load, I like that. It frees up your brain. Okay, so people listening are probably thinking, yes, I get it, I need this. But how? How do you actually build this fund, especially if money's already tight? What do the sources say?
Great question. Because knowing why is one thing, putting it into practice is another. The first step our sources universally recommend is figuring out your target. How much do you need?
Right. The magic number.
Well, the standard advice is usually 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses.
Essential being the key word there.
Absolutely essential. We're talking housing, rent, or mortgage, basic utilities, food, insurance premiums, transportation to work, not, restaurant meals or streaming subs, just the bare bones to keep you afloat.
Okay, so calculate that monthly bare bones number, then multiply by 3 to 6.
Exactly. If your job is super stable, maybe fewer dependents, perhaps 3 months is okay. If your income is more variable or you have more people relying on you, aiming for 6 months, maybe even a bit more, provides a much stronger safety net.
Got it. So you have your number.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you actually save that up? Any specific strategies?
Yeah, several effective ones come up repeatedly. Number 1, automate it. Treat it like a bill.
Pay yourself first.
Precisely. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency savings account every single payday, even if it's just a small amount to start. $20, $50, whatever you can manage. Make it automatic so you don't have to think about it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
It works. Second, get serious about cutting back, at least temporarily. Look hard at your discretionary spending. Where can you trim? Fewer coffees out, pack your lunch, pause a subscription you don't desperately need. Every dollar you free up goes straight into the fund.
Be ruthless for a little while.
For a focused period, yeah. And third, maybe look for ways to boost your income temporarily. A side gig. Selling some stuff you don't use. Picking up an extra shift if possible. And crucially, earmark all that extra cash directly for the emergency fund. Don't let it just get absorbed into regular spending.
Make it a real priority project.
Exact.
Okay, that's practical. Now, where should you keep this money once you start saving it? Does it matter?
Oh, it absolutely matters. This is key. You need the money to be safe, easily accessible, but ideally earning some interest, not just sitting there losing value to inflation.
So not under the mattress.
Definitely not under the mattress,
Yeah.
and probably not in your regular checking account either. Too easy to spend accidentally.
Right.
The gold standard recommendation from almost all sources is a high-yield savings account, often called an HYSA.
Why high yield?
Because they pay significantly more interest than your typical brick-and-mortar bank savings account, sometimes 10 times more or even higher these days. So your money actually grows a little bit while it sits there.
And it's safe.
Yeah.
And accessible.
Yes. They're FDIC insured up to the limit, just like regular bank accounts, so the principal is safe. And you can usually get your money out within 1 or 2 business days via electronic transfer. It hits that sweet spot, safe, accessible, and earns a bit.
What about investing it, like in the stock market, to make it grow faster?
Generally, no. That's a common temptation, but a bad idea for an emergency fund. The stock market is too volatile. Imagine needing the money during a market downturn. You could be forced to sell at a loss right when you need the cash most. The primary goal here is safety and accessibility, not high returns.
Okay, HYSA sounds like the way to go for most people. Any other pitfalls or common mistakes people make with these funds?
Yeah, a few big ones. One is confusing it with other savings goals.
How so?
Like using your emergency fund for a planned vacation, or even predictable but lumpy expenses like annual car insurance or property taxes. Those should have their own savings buckets, sometimes called sinking funds. The emergency fund is strictly for true, unexpected, unavoidable stuff.
Keep it sacred.
Keep it sacred. Another pitfall is thinking you need the full 3 to 6 months saved up before it's usable. That's not true.
Perfectionism paralysis.
Kind of. Even having just $500 or $1,000 set aside makes a huge difference. It can cover those smaller surprises and keep you from reaching for the credit card. Start small, build momentum, don't wait for perfect.
Good point. Anything else?
Yeah, underestimating the psychological benefit we talked about earlier. People focus solely on the dollars and cents, but the reduction in stress and the ability to think clearly during a crisis, that's invaluable. It's not just math, it's mental well-being too.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for everyone listening?
It really boils down to this.
This fund, it's not just about money. It's about giving yourself control. It's about protection. It lets you tackle the actual problem, the flat tire, the unexpected bill, without the added layer of financial panic.
Exactly. It's proactive self-care almost.
It's preparing for the bumps in the road we know are coming, even if we don't know exactly when or where. It's about stability, mental clarity.
And that leads to a final thought, maybe something to mull over. We've framed this emergency fund as a sort of financial first aid kit.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
It provides immediate readiness, it reduces panic, it lets you focus on the solution. So the question is, if this kind of prepared readiness works so well for managing financial surprises, where else in your life could applying a similar principle make a real difference?
Like a non-financial first aid kit.
Sort of. Think about other areas, maybe your health, your relationships, your career skills. Where could having a pre-prepared strategy, a buffer, or some ready-to-deploy resources allow you to respond thoughtfully and strategically to challenges instead of just reacting under pressure? Where else could that kind of readiness bring you peace of mind and better outcomes?